Let's see if we're about to get mobbed on the way out. Alright, we're good. I'll be right back.
I shall await your signal, Captain.
Milk and your tea remedy. Mmm. Delicious. Alright. I got a little bit more coffee. What always makes me like feel really weird is the way this game auto pulls your pistol every time you go anywhere. Like you would think it would auto stow your pistol and then you'd only pull it out when you're having combat moments.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Not my monkey,
You have
not
a
my
message
problem.
from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career.
Let's skip the pleasantries.
You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
I'm listening.
Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us.
We're done here, Ada.
You are making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's get out of here.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors? If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side.
That's right. That right there is what I'm talking about. You exit to any sort of exterior and your pistol is automatically drawn. Or whatever is your primary weapon, right?
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
Alright. Forget about your chemicals for a second. The colony's on the verge of collapse.
What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation.
It gets worse. Chairman's planning on freezing every worker.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us?
Sounds like it.
That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved.
Well, I found your chemicals anyway.
Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
Here's your canister of chemicals.
Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
Board's trying to mitigate damage to human tissue during the revival process.
You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly 0 progress.
Bureaucracy. Focus, Phineas. Halcyon's going to collapse unless we do something.
We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
Alright. Has to be something we could do.
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board.
I just saw your comment, Hector, about the true murder hobo. My companions are dead. I didn't notice. It's not exactly safe, but we could skip the Hope into the system.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius. We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
Hope's probably damaged. We'll have to route power from the unreliable.
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
Alright.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take
I like it how our board faction keeps decreasing, and I just don't give a shit. Screw the board. What's up, Spellmara? Is there a reason why you're hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Alright. Well, we have a mission. Land your ship in one of the Hope's docking bays.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Good for them.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
Okay.
Captain, I hope to... Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flat.
We're good. Don't worry about it, honey. All right, we got to level up our body and Vicar. All right, we've got multiple objectives here. Patch. Roll call. Silver Mountains. Only life support is powered. Okay.
Power's out, Captain.
Well, that's a start. Whoa, is that a person? Oh no, who are you?
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
We're gonna lie. I'm sent to repair reactors to explode the colony out with it.
Explode? Holy shit. Alright. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of bored and trigger happy. We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
Okay, badge station to my right. Let's do a save here. Pretty sure I saw a workbench back there. I need to run back to that really quick. And do a final check on gear here before we go in. I just need to go figure out where that was. A lightsaber? No, it's like a plasma sword type thing. Where is the workbench? It said that it had registered one. Aha! Yeah, we'll definitely use that. Yeah, it's just like a plasma sword. Too bad it's only a one-hander. Be a lot cooler if it was a two-hander. Tactical shotgun. We want him ranged only. We want her melee only. There we go. Alright. What's up, Transcend? I don't need to do that because it's already a plasma weapon. I don't need that. See, that gives me a muzzler. I'm gonna have to do something with that. Let's do this. Let's critical damage. Yes. Do shock. He doesn't need to worry about range. Now, this right here, light assault rifle MK2. Maybe noise range. That's really interesting. Can I do that with like a pistol maybe? Put a silencer on it. Sure. I just noticed something about, it said something about if you become an engineering virtuoso, you can get things back. That's interesting. Interesting. All right. Here we go.
Soldier.
Crap, I can't go through there. Well, a minute to win it now. We're trying to figure where we're going to eat. None of it means if the camp keeps on course. It's okay. Unless I just never wake up. Numbers of rations are off. Mom used to have such a garden. Now buds grow on hydroponics, which is something from the other day. Moment. Oops. I haven't been eating my rations. I don't need it.
Error. Whole crew data not found. Identify yourself.
That statement is false.
Error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from registering your stated identification. Please report to your nearest mechanical engineer.
Okay, that gives us a few more moments. This is P. Wells. Let's go with that. Work continued as a test subject 112, retrieved from hibernation bay 8. Time of extraction. Time of death 6 minutes prior. Explosive cell death. My arch nemesis. Uh-huh.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
Mood suitable. That's funny. All right. Pleasant mornings are good. Oh, that gave us a nice little breather. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna definitely resave over that. This is like a non-restricted area, so I don't actually, I'm not triggering my cost my disguise.
Here they come.
Sprats.
I find myself glad to have no olfactory system.
I hate when I step in blood or unidentified things.
I don't think there's anything in here. I think this is just a this is just like a side area. Because there doesn't appear to be any exits out of here. We do get an elevator.